Hey everyone, Russell here with Grimster Gaming, and finally have another recent pickups video for you. I know it's been a while, but it's been kind of busy at the home front, with a new baby and working and everything like that, but finally starting to get some more time off, so I've got this video here for you. So thank you for hanging in there, everybody, and I want to start off a little differently with this recent pickups. I had a unique situation with this game. This is Red Faction Gorilla Remarsed, pretty clever play on words there, I guess. And I loved playing this game on the 360. I was super excited when I saw they remastered it in 4K for the Xbox One X. So I waited for the price drop and picked it up when I, felt comfortable paying that amount. So I get home and I go to insert it into my Xbox One X, which is pretty damn new, and the drive makes a weird noise when you put the disc in. And I was getting pretty worried. Kept trying. Couldn't, it just wouldn't read the disc, and it was making a different sound. So actually what I'll do is I'm going to put a clip right here in the corner with a little bit of audio real fast. We'll do a pause, and I'll show you what it sounds like. And then, so you all hear that. I thought my Xbox is broken, so I go upstairs and I try putting it into the other Xboxes. I have two big VCR units upstairs. Those Xboxes doesn't work on those either. So I'm like, okay. I come back downstairs. I try multiple other Xbox One discs. No problem at all. I pull random discs off my shelf. No problem. They go in fine. It doesn't make the weird noise. It's smooth. They boot right up. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a problem with the disc. I look at the disc. It's flawless. So I take it back. I actually picked this copy up at GameStop. Take it back to GameStop the next day and tell them the situation. And they're instantly like, your drive is fucked. And I'm like, no, I've tried it on 3 Xboxes total. It didn't work on any of them. And in other games, they all work. So it's got to be the disc. So they exchanged it. And this is a brand new copy now. So I even forked out a little bit more for it. And here, let me open this up. Show you the disc. If it'll come out. There we go. Here's the disc. I mean, I see no problems with it. It feels like a normal disc. But this one's doing the same thing. I did figure out if you push the disc in, it looks like the Xboxes are having trouble grabbing onto this disc. Because if you push it in a little bit, you get it to work. So I was able to play the game until my next problem, which I'll go over in a minute. So I'm wondering, my first question is has anyone out there had the same issue with this game? And my second question would be, my only thought is maybe the coating on it is different, but what are your thoughts on what this could be? And then my second problem is my game froze about 5 hours into my campaign, rebooted it, everything like that, and the game will not load. It just freezes when I try to load my file. So I'm kind of pissed off, and I think I'm probably done with that game for a while until I feel like starting over, but who knows if that same thing is going to happen again. I was probably farther than 5 hours in. I was pretty far into the game, so that upset me quite a bit. All right, moving on. We're going to move on to a positive subject now. I picked these 3 Xbox 360 games up at Goodwill, and 2 of them are really what I was craving. I wanted to play some fighter jet simulations or fighter games in anticipation of, I think it's Ace Combat 7 that's coming out. So, and these were still sealed, by the way, all 3 of these. I got Ace Combat 6, Fires of Liberation, and Over G Fighters. Haven't checked to see if they're on the backwards compatibility list, but if they are, that's awesome. If not, I'll just fire up the 360. It's not a problem. The third game that I picked up was Black Site Area 51, which I thought looked pretty cool. It looked like someone had dumped off a lot of unopened 360 games there. These are the three that I picked up. They were like $3 a piece, but there was tons of other ones. A lot of them I already had, so it really wasn't a use picking them up. But those three stood out, so I swooped on them. All right, all the rest here are Xbox One games that I got super cheap, with the exception of, let me see here, that one, and yeah, actually, this is the only one that I paid. Probably, I definitely, this is the only one I paid more than $20 for. Red Dead 2, and super excited to get into this. My cousin picked it up. I haven't touched it yet. I want to wait for the opportunity to be able to really dive into the story. He told me it's pretty slow, like the first 4 hours into. A lot of people have told me that, but they say it picks up after that. So I'm excited to dive into that here. Hopefully I'll get started on it before the first of the year, but who knows. Next game that I've been waiting for a price drop, because I always play the story and then completely ignore the online, is Call of Duty World War II. And I'm looking forward to Battlefield 5. I think I want to wait on it. I don't think I'm going to pay quite as much as I would normally. Usually that would be something I'd pick up day one. But let me know in the comments if you guys are planning on picking that up. It looks great, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my taste for the Battlefield franchise. Definitely, though, enjoy the stories on both of them. Call of Duty, I would think I enjoy the stories a little bit more, but as I get older, I'm not playing as much online anymore, so maybe that's why Battlefield's losing the appeal, because I would just play that online relentlessly. But having little kids and stuff like that, you can't pause online, so that's kind of the thing I'm dealing with. Next game I've got here, which looks super cool, is Mother Gunship. I'm not sure what quite to classify this game as, but it looks like it could be like a huge, like, I don't know, like a shooter or something, or I don't know. Looks fun though. Looks interesting anyway. Next one is Past Cure, and never heard anything about this game. Haven't played it yet. Big mystery, but again, super cheap, so let's take a chance. There's a couple in here that I have played already, and we'll get to those. And super cheap games that I knew nothing about or even was anticipating being horrible, and actually surprised me. So that's why I like picking up a lot of these unknown games. Because, I mean, if you waste $5, all right, whatever. But what if you find a game that you can sink tons of hours into? That's $5 well spent. I mean, I feel video gaming is one of the most cost-effective forms of entertainment out there. So it's just something I enjoy, and plus I like having a nice collection. Who knows, maybe I'll get a whole Xbox One collection. Next game I'm excited to play is Resident Evil Biohazard. Heard a lot of good things about that. I mean, couldn't be any worse than Resident Evil 6, right? Next game I've got, Elite Dangerous, which I have played a tiny bit of, but it looks like something that I need to get very involved in. So I'm going to hold off on this until the appropriate time to where I can really devote and learn, because I think if I don't make this like the only game I'm playing at the time, I don't know if I'll be able to play it to the fullest extent. Just seems it doesn't seem bad. It just seems a little complicated, so the learning curve is going to be pretty big. Next one, have played this. Definitely not the best arcade driving game, but I had a lot of fun with it. I'm still playing it, so it was worth the money. It's Flat Out 4, and I think you can pick this up for around $15 or less now. And yeah, it's worth it. I had a lot of fun. I'm still going to play a lot of it. There's some modes I haven't touched yet. So, kind of reminds me of it's not quite as good, but, some of the arcade racers and crashers in, like the PS2, PS1 even era, mainly the PS2 era, and really had a lot of fun with those. Like the Burnout series. There we go. It reminds me of the Burnout series, but not quite as good. It makes me want a Burnout game or a remaster. Like, oh god, I would buy that so quick. Anyway, another game that surprised me was Song of the Deep. My cousin and I have almost beat the game, and great soundtrack. There is challenging levels, but it's not too challenging. It just keeps it at that great balance of challenge and fun. So that was a really cool, I guess it's an indie game that got a physical release, and man, it's fun. Excited to play this. Like, if you guys watch my channel, you know if it's aliens, robots, future stuff, space travel, Mars, I'm almost guaranteed to buy the game to check it out. Alien Isolation, I haven't played it yet, but I'm a huge Alien fan, so we'll see. Heard good things and bad things. Now this one, I was expecting to be horrible. Absolutely terrible. But Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, it's not even a fighter, it's a beat 'em up. And it's, I mean, you can beat it in like 2 hours, but there's multiple difficulty settings, and it's actually, man, it's pretty fun. And on top of that, if you're an achievement hunter, this is a good game to get 1,000 on, because the achievements are all totally obtainable, probably within like 4 or 5 hours at the most. But surprisingly super fun, and actually a little funny too, because Shaq makes fun of himself. There's like icy hot advertisements, and those are the power-ups you pick up. There's Shactus, which is Shaq as a cactus. There's Shaq Diesel. Anyway, it's surprisingly good, so check it out. I actually, Grimster Gaming recommendation, Hidden Gem, which brings me to Blackguards 2. Don't know if it's a hidden gem, but it could be. Haven't played it yet, but know nothing about it. We'll see. Have sunk a lot of hours into this next game here, but on the PS4 because it was an exclusive for a while. But when it came out on Xbox One and 4K remastered, I had to pick it up. No Man's Sky. And I totally thought I was going to pick right back up and get into it, but the game has changed so much, and more than likely for the better from what I've seen, but it's so foreign to me that I had to kind of relearn playing it, and I don't know, I got a little, maybe I guess I was burnt out on it still, but I haven't played it. It's been kind of collecting dust. I've had it for a while. Another game here, this one I think was $1.99, and we'll see. I like simulation games, but they can go horribly wrong on a console, so Construction meets can't talk right now. Construction meets corruption. And if you look at the back here, you can see what I'm talking about. It kind of looks like a wannabe City Skyline or Sim City with some kind of, you know, maybe law enforcement aspect to it, as well as a builder. I mean, at $1.99, who can say no to that? The last game here, I've had for a little while too. Haven't played it yet, but had to pick it up because of the price. Was Prey. I've heard mixed reviews. I'm not sure this did too well. There was a game on the 360 that had the same name. Has nothing to do with this title though, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, that is my pickups for, let's see, we are all the way into like mid-November. It's crazy. Mid-November 2018. So anyway, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Please be safe out there. Enjoy your family. Thank you so much for watching my channel and hanging in there with me during my pause. Please like, share, subscribe, and as always, game on.